What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock, what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and show you guys what's going on with Tesla's share price, how this may affect the market and Tesla going forward, and how this could actually play out going into next week. I'm also going to talk about some big metrics for Tesla and major tweets from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, as he has some major tweets involving Tesla and its deliveries and its future. Now, before I break anything down about the markets, what's going on with Tesla, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just a week and a half. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So Tesla's down about 2.05% for the day, and also a little bit more red in the after hours. Now, what you could see clearly is we are respecting a bit of a downtrend. However, I'm not necessarily extremely bearish as of right now because we do have the stock split coming out for next week. Now, I'm going to actually release another video where I go into the full details about that. I'm just going to focus on that tomorrow, so look out for that next video. But right now, I want to talk about why on earth it is possible for Tesla to actually get a bit of a kind of like relief bounce and actually fill the gap up here. But I'm not as confident in this thing actually breaking past like the 940 resistance level unless after the stock split we get major FOMO. But unfortunately, the market is just not doing as well, and we have the FOMC meeting coming back, and lots of bears, lots of the big market makers and the algos are adjusting and making the market a lot more bearish. So my honest, super blunt view is that I think Tesla is going to get a nice pop going into like next week. We should get a nice move to the upside, but I don't think it's going to last very long. I do think we're going to get a big reversal. And if the whole market is actually still pushing down, Tesla's upside won't be as imminent because you have to look at how Tesla's correlated to very, very important ETFs out there. If you look at SPY, for instance, the SPY tends to be very correlated with Tesla, but it's not just SPY, it's also the QQQ and the NASDAQ. They all tend to be very correlated in this market. And right now we are starting to see the big downtrend that is continuing, like I mentioned in my previous video. So looking at SPY, just real quick, we were respecting that rising wedge and we got a breakout to the downside as of right now. So what generally happens is we get a bit of a like push up maybe into like open for Monday, just slightly. We may fill the gap up here and then we may get another rejection. But at the end of the day, it does not look very good for SPY. It looks like we are kind of like stair stepping our way down. We're getting like this big gap down, a bit of a push up, then another gap down. So hopefully we get a slight push up followed by another, big move to the downside. We obviously have major gaps to the downside as well. You can see right over here, so many gaps down there. It does look like the SPY is going to start taking a hit, and so will Tesla most likely even after the stock split. So for the stock split, I am actually kind of bullish short term. I think it will make some bullish moves, but other than that, once it's done, I think Tesla is going to take another hit going forward quite quickly, as will the whole market. That's honestly just my take on it. Things could change in just a couple of days, but that's so far what it's looking like because Tesla did something that isn't the best of signs. We did break below 900. I didn't actually predict that would happen. We ended up doing that, but I mentioned to you, if we broke below 900, you got to watch for that 880 support zone. And you can see Tesla actually held it for almost the entire day. We did come below it just temporarily for a very short period of time at 877. But then we actually broke above and actually held above it for almost the entire day. So it's good that we held above it, and also we didn't break below 880 and hold a lower range like that. We actually held above it, so that's a pretty decent sign. But like I said, I mean, we're at like the bare minimum for a good sign right now. So what this means is, if we break 880 going into next week sometime, it's not going to look good for Tesla. This thing is going to come down, and I would be looking at this gap fill at 850. If we break below 880, we're most likely going to see a big drop to the 850s if that is what ends up happening. Now, when I say break 880, I don't mean just like drop below it temporarily. I mean a big drop below it, and a hold below 880 would not be a good sign in my eyes. And Tesla would take a hit after that, as would the whole market. Now, when it comes to the stock split, maybe the stock split could be the catalyst that pushes us up to fill this gap, maybe pushes all the way up to like the 920s again. But other than that, I think it's very possible for Tesla to actually move the whole market. But until then, like I said, after the stock split, it's just going to last some time temporarily, and I see more downside being very likely based off what the Fed is doing, because Bullard and many people from the Fed are now talking about how they're uncertain about how rate hikes are going to go, and they're still debating about that. So if the Fed is a lot more aggressive, things could change. Remember, many months ago when we had 8.5% CPI coming out, the market was panicking, and now we just got 8.5 again for August. And the market is kind of happy about that. We reacted kind of positively because it's not as high as some people would have thought, like 9%. It's still a bad number. That's just the honest truth. The Fed may have to be aggressive. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But as far as that goes, the data is still looking not necessarily the worst for Tesla, because we're noticing that Tesla still has some very, very good projections coming forward. I think down here, we're going to see lots of earnings that are projected to be pretty darn good. And we are seeing a big projection boost in the PE ratio. So I am hoping that Tesla continues to remain profitable and sees very, very nice quarters. The only thing that makes me a little bit apprehensive about Tesla is the fact that we are seeing some economic hardships in China, and they could end up affecting many of their financial estimates when it comes to its future. Because in China right now, they're going through some very, very tough things, starting from the real estate sector, and now it's actually working its way into the banking market. We're seeing very, very tough things. I'm not going to go into the full details about them. It's just very tough. The US has also gone through things like this. And if that's the case, we could see some slowdowns if that ends up happening. I also hope that they don't have more lockdowns due to the virus. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that that does not happen throughout the rest of the year. But that's the only really big thing that I could really see slowing Tesla down, at least temporarily, because it's just an external thing that's out of their control. Now, anyways, besides that, everything else looks fine for them. I'm still insanely bullish. I think they're doing very, very well, and we're seeing big improvements in their demand and other factors like that. So now I want to actually transition into the things Elon Musk has been talking about. We can see right over here, the demand for Tesla vehicles is just growing at a very high rate, and we're seeing so much demand specifically for the Model Ys. To me, it's a very fantastic vehicle, and I really see why people are into it. Now, Elon Musk did respond with something very important for all Tesla investors to know. That's the fact that they're trying to reduce the delivery times as quickly as possible. Long wait times are not a good thing. And I actually know people who bought Teslas and they had quite a bit of time they had to wait for the car to actually get delivered. And I understand why that's happening. There's crazy demand for them. So this is making it very, very clear that a lot of people don't actually mind the super long wait times from what I know, but it still is not a good thing, right? They want to be as fast and as efficient as possible, but the sales side is not the problem for Tesla. They're going to get sales. In fact, they're getting more sales than what they're able to produce right now, or they're able to do that. What I want to see is how are they going to keep up with this demand? And we are going to need perhaps more gigafactories, even though they have some new ones in the future. I see so much growth from the EV sector, and I really believe that they're really going to have to start ramping it up even harder if they really want to keep this up. And I do think Tesla could do that. I do see a big expansion, but you have to remember, where are EVs sold? Where are EVs so huge? And China is actually the biggest market. The second largest market would be Europe as a whole, if you want to count like the UK, Germany, and France and Norway all combined. And the rest of the world is not that big. The third biggest market would be the United States. And this tends to be correlated with the populations because Europe is more populated than the USA as a whole. So in my eyes, they're making the right moves. We're seeing the new Gigafactory in the USA, the Giga Texas is a great move. In China, I do believe we may see another Gigafactory open, as Elon Musk was talking about. And also for other European countries, there is the potential for more gigafactories to open in other countries too, because we're seeing so much demand and the EV sector is just growing. Now, Elon Musk also liked a tweet right over here. We could see Musk liked the tweet that says Tesla expands the Powerwall to Grid program, which now includes Southern California. So now this has been expanded. If you don't know what this essentially is, this is just Tesla's new way of helping with the California shutdowns that are going out. I mean, the blackouts. So what's essentially happening is Tesla is expanding the power and allowing people to actually share their power and get paid for it. They're offering $2 per kilowatt per hour of power stored in battery tech. And right here, this is actually becoming a bigger market as they're rolling out with PG&E. So it's a very good move that they're making. Now Tesla's involved in helping to store energy and actually distribute it. So very, very amazing work. And I do see them expanding even more as time goes on into other states or maybe different parts of the world. But so far, we're seeing a big expansion in California. It will really help them with a lot of problems. And this could actually make Tesla lots and lots of money going forward as well. And the last thing I want to talk about is this tweet right over here from Jay in Shanghai. We could say that the best-selling car brand in Hong Kong is the Tesla. 1 out of every 4 new cars is a Tesla in Shanghai. So we're seeing a big expansion to their business, and their brand is just spreading all over the world. It makes me very bullish, and I think the expansion will continue. So well done to Elon Musk and everyone else that's working very hard at Tesla. And for the short term, there is some uncertainty in the markets about what's going on in China and other factors like that with the Fed as well. But for the long term, it's a very bright future. So I look at these dips as very good buying opportunities, and there may be better dips going forward as well. But like I said, you just have to wait and see, and you got to do what you got to do. It's really up to you. It's your own money. With that said, thank you all for listening. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and I will most definitely see you guys in the next video. Tesla to the moon because the long-term future is bright, and peace out.